Arrival Advisor is a free multilingual mobile application that was made by PeaceGeeks for newcomers to British Columbia. Arrival Advisor's goal is to put information directly in the hands of immigrants, refugees, refugee claimants, temporary foreign workers, and others new to Canada to help them access vital settlement information and connect them with services so they can feel a greater sense of belonging in their new communities. The mobile application is currently available in English, French, Arabic, Chinese traditional, Chinese simplified, Korean, Punjabi, and Tagalog. The Arrival Advisor project was launched in 2017 based on research and consultations that found that 1 in 3 newcomers to Canada are unaware of services available to them. PeaceGeeks spent about 2 years working with local immigration partnerships, with the Settlement Umbrella Organization, with newcomers, SPOs, local and provincial governments, as well as our developers to build the app. It was then released in March of 2019 to the public. So the goal of Arrival Advisor is to give newcomers control over their migration journeys and to give them access to all of the resources that are available to them in a clear, concise, and easy to understand manner. Arrival Advisor is a newcomer's one-stop shop for settling in British Columbia. Whether they're looking for a job or registering for a medical services plan, the app gives users the tools to successfully jumpstart their life in Canada, from when they arrive to the point in which they feel confident in their status as a new Canadian. The intended primary clients of the program are newcomers to British Columbia, so refugees, refugee claimants, temporary foreign workers, and other immigrants to the province. But we also see settlement workers utilizing the app, both to demonstrate it to their clients, and because information is always changing and updating, Arrival Advisor has served to be a great way for frontline workers to also stay on top of information of what is being provided in the sector. Arrival Advisor isn't meant to replicate the work of settlement organizations, but rather function as an additional avenue to reach and direct newcomers to settlement organizations' resources and other social services that they can access, like schools, libraries, transportation, education, and healthcare. Arrival Advisor BC's data comes from the BC Newcomers Guide, published by the province of British Columbia, and BC 211 service data. And in August, we're excited to be expanding Arrival Advisor to Manitoba, in partnership with Manitoba Start and Manitoba 211. The key features of Arrival Advisor that contribute to its effectiveness are first, that it depends on trusted, relevant, and comprehensive data sets. In an age where misinformation is so prevalent through online forums and even just through a Google search, newcomers can be misled in their journey to Canada and even preyed upon by those seeking material benefits during their settlement journey. So it's been really important to us that we are drawing on verified and official and very comprehensive data sets such as BC 211 or Manitoba 211. A second feature of Arrival Advisor is that it removes the language barrier. Third, PeaceGeeks has recommended topics based on individual user profiles. So to reduce newcomers' sense of information overload and overwhelm, Arrival Advisor starts with a brief optional questionnaire. And then based on the answers submitted, the app assesses their needs and marks the highest priorities that are relevant to their circumstances. For example, if they have children, the app will suggest how to apply for the Canada Child Benefit. If they're a refugee, it will help explain how they can qualify for refugee-specific health supports. An additional feature that helps make Arrival Advisor successful is that it seeks and finds services that can help. So based on newcomers' recommended topics, as well as through keyword searches, users can easily find service providers near them that can help them accomplish their tasks. Another feature of Arrival Advisor is that it provides anonymous offline first experience. So Many newcomers are cautious about sharing personal information, especially if it is affiliated with their immigration status. So we kept anonymity at the core of Arrival Advisor. The user's profile is only saved to their device, and they can easily clear their data. Arrival Advisor is also usable offline because the circumstances of migration mean that users may be accessing information on the go or without reliable connectivity. We're also developing it more and more to be a two-way communication source so that users can see the information and interact with it. For example, by proposing or suggesting changes to data if they see that anything is inaccurate. For example, during COVID, where service provider locations were changing, hours were changing, program information was changing so rapidly, people had an opportunity to fill out a very short field saying, this phone number has changed or the address has changed. And that information goes directly to us and we can update it in the app, we can verify it, and then we can also share it with BC 211 as one of our main partners so that they can also get updated information back into their system. We've also just developed a feature that collects users' feedback about the services that they have received when they have accessed a service provider, whether that's a SPO or a service from their municipality, that they can say, was that a good service? Would they recommend it to other users so that other newcomers who are coming on the app can get peer recommendations of where to go and what to access in terms of programs and services? Arrival Advisor reaches clients right now through some direct marketing. We advertise Arrival Advisor on social media channels that we feel that newcomers will access, as well as on the iOS and Android platforms so that they can find this as an app that they can download for free. But we focus heavily on client outreach with settlement providers. So we do outreach and to service providers to show them how the app works, what its features are, how it can benefit them and their clients. And we do a lot of demos throughout the province and the sector for free, anytime anybody wants, both to either service providers and frontline workers themselves, or to their events and meetings with clients.
Since the start of the project, we've worked with advisory committees, which include our frontline workers from our partner organizations, leadership from our partner organizations, as well as newcomers who give feedback on the strategy of the app going forward. We work with them to discover what the challenges are within the settlement sector, and this allows us to ideate on ways that we can both improve the app as well as create new features. And then we also have evaluative research, which basically looks at how well the app is doing. And we conduct regular user interviews and usability testing of both existing as well as future features in order to improve the app going forward. And then aside from that, in person, or before COVID, we used to conduct lots of in-person community demos and engage our community partners for feedback in that way. And due to COVID, a lot of these have shifted online. So we've also done online demos, online meetings, and on top of that, we do regular user interviews and usability testing where we engage newcomers directly for feedback on the app and their experience. In terms of performance measurement, we use Google Analytics as well as analytics through our app stores. For instance, we look at downloads, we'll look at App Store reviews. We've so far had over 9,000 app downloads, and we've had very positive reviews on both stores. We've heard from people that they really like the comprehensiveness of the information. They feel like it's a one-stop shop, and many folks who have written reviews wish that they found an app like this earlier, actually, when they first got here, as well as the multilinguality. In fact, this was something that really kind of jumped out to us, both when we were engaging newcomers, but also frontline workers, was recognizing that certain languages, for instance, in Arabic, there are fewer resources available that kind of explain the settlement experience, and Arrival Advisor was just so helpful and really made a difference there. There's really a growing need to support newcomers digitally, as well as a need for more focus on, client centricity, on direct to newcomer support. And we feel that Arrival Advisor fits in here as a way for newcomers to, access information from a digital way, especially more relevant during COVID, but also be potentially in more control of their settlement journey. Whereas before, many newcomers mentioned to us that navigating settlement can feel very haphazard because there's the nature of resources and services can be very overwhelming and scattered. And the kind of comprehensiveness of Arrival Advisor can make them just feel a little bit more like, oh, I have everything in place, and I can find the information and the services that will help us. And so we hope that this is in itself a promising practice. We most recently, we've partnered with Manitoba Start to bring Arrival Advisor to Manitoba. And that is, a signal that there's really interest in both just replicating the Arrival Advisor model to other provinces. And we hope that we can expand to other parts of Canada as well. Beyond settlement, we've heard interest from other sectors, for instance, health and sexual and gender-based violence, in order to kind of create a tool that provides both information and services to these specific communities. And certainly other efforts have been made to do something similar too in different provinces. There's an app in Alberta and similar kind of online resources and apps in Toronto as well. And I think that this all goes to show the importance of making information and services more accessible for newcomers. And it's great to see this collective effort to make newcomer journeys more easy and smooth.